An update this morning from RTD. The R line will finally get back to normal through Aurora more than 2 months after a train derailed there. Services will start up again on November 28th. In September, a train went off the tracks at the intersection of Sable and Exposition. This was the second crash at that location since 2019. RTD is also promising new safety measures at that intersection.
We as an agency basically are taking steps in reference to ensuring that our light rail operators are adhering to safety protocols in reference to service delivery on light rail and adhering to speed limits as specified.
Yeah, there's some changes that have been made now. Trains at Sable and Exposition must now stop before going through the intersection. They also must slow down from 25 miles per hour when approaching the curve. It was 35 miles per hour. RTD says operators received more training since the crash as well. By later tonight, 5 Denver schools will know if their doors will be closing.
Yeah, we've been talking about this for weeks. It's a yes or no decision by the board tonight. 9 News reporter Darius Johnson joins us for a preview. And Darius, they heard from parents and students earlier in the week. Now it's time to decide.
Yeah, Gary and Corey, nearly 200 parents spoke their minds during an open session on Monday night. The hope was that their emotion could convince those on the board to vote no on closing the 5 schools. Originally, 10 schools were up on the chopping block, and the district has since cut that in half. So now 5 elementary and middle schools are at risk of being closed, impacting roughly 600 students. Closing 10 schools would save the district nearly $5 million, and DPS says these 5 schools account for more than 2/3 of that money. The district superintendent says closing these schools could get kids into bigger schools and improve their experience. He also says during this process, students have remained the priority.
And we know that our recommendations will ensure that our students have access to a more robust choice of activities, academic offerings, mental health supports, and so on and so on.
Now, I reached out to the district yesterday in hopes of speaking with Dr. Marrero one-on-one. He did decline our interview request until after the vote, so he'll make himself available tomorrow. We'll speak with him then. However, that meeting does begin at 4:30 at DPS headquarters this afternoon. Heads up for you, it's open to the public. Of course, 9 News will be there, and we will have coverage of the vote both on air and online throughout the evening and night newscast right here on Channel 9. Gary, sending it back to you.
All right, Darius, thank you much. So happening today, we could see the first change in a week in the race between Republican Congresswoman Lauren Boebert and Democratic challenger Adam Frisch in Colorado's 3rd congressional district. As of now, Boebert is ahead by 1,122 votes. Today, the fixed or cured ballots can be counted, along with more overseas and military votes. Frisch tweeted that he expects the final vote to be counted by tomorrow. And this morning, it looks like Republicans are going to control the U.S. House and Congress. NBC News and some other outlets have projected that it looks like a district in Los Angeles County gave the Republicans the 1 seat they needed to take control. We still don't know exactly how many seats each party will have because some of the results, like CD3 in Colorado, are still unofficial. Now, Democrats in Washington are trying to get a few things passed before the balance of power shifts in January.
Well, Denver has a new candidate for mayor, someone who's been involved in public service in the city for decades. Former state senator Mike Johnston says Denver has become a world-class city, and with that have come the problems that plague big cities: a lack of affordable housing, homelessness, and crime. Last night on 9 News, Johnston made the announcement and outlined a plan for an additional 200 law enforcement officers downtown, what he called a safety force. The idea would be that the officers would be identifiable to the public, but they wouldn't be in full uniform with visible weapons. Johnston said the idea is to provide a sense of security without making Denver feel militarized.
People who can be able to solve a lot of the low-level issues that happen when you're downtown at Union Station in the basement waiting for a bus, or if you're on the 16th Street Mall at night trying to walk to and from dinner. I think we want this to feel like a place where you can take your kids downtown and you're excited to let them run and play on the piano on the 16th Street Mall. I don't think people have that feeling right now.
The mayoral race is nonpartisan, but Johnston is a Democrat. He is now the 17th candidate in the race for mayor. Most, if not all, are Democrat. The election is set for April 4th.
Well, right now we're just a couple days away from the Broncos returning to Empower Field, and crews have been working on the field to get it all ready. This is video they sent us showing the painting crews getting the end zones and all the lines ready for game day on Sunday. The last place in the division, Raiders, will be in town Sunday. They've only won 2 games this year. The field is ready. The Broncos, well, we'll have to see. It is really 2 bad teams, but somebody's got to win this game, right?
It can't be the Raiders, too. Like, I mean, seriously, it's the Raiders.
Unfortunately, the Broncos just haven't matched up well against the Raiders this year or in the last few years, but we'll see. Maybe
the throwback logo and the Orange Crush uniforms will be the difference.
Maybe that will be, yeah. We'll see. You know, if they can get just the offense cranked up a little bit, that defense will hang in there. We know that.
Truly.
And, yeah,
our
should be pretty
defense is
good.
amazing.